Well, hello there, and welcome on into our Wednesday night session. We have no addok tonight, guys. Just before we start off, addok had something come up, but since addok is not with the party as of the last session anyway, we're going to leave him to his devices for a session, and we will next week revisit addok, and we'll probably start next week's session with a bit of a flashback to see what addok was up to, which would be kind of easy to do considering he's not with the party at the moment. But Skathus is joining us this evening, as we're going to be starting tonight's episode with Skathus, even though he is currently a little deceased. But we will be starting with him. So it's going to be just the three remaining party members at this stage for tonight's episode. So hopefully, for their sake, they don't run into Strahd this evening, because that would be rather messy. We'll just wait for Mr. Baz to finish his phone call before we get into it, but we are a little early anyway. Glad to see you guys in chat. Mina, Grim, Magic, good to see you guys in the chat as usual. I hope everyone's week is doing well. I suppose the other thing I should get through, I have mentioned in the Discord, but I have apologies to make, because the audio from Sunday's VTM episode did not make it to the VOD. I had set my OBS settings to not send my Spotify audio to my VODs to try and avoid DMCA strikes. However, the browser that I use for the video voice program that we're using is also on my streaming PC, so none of that audio made it to the VOD. So there will be no video from last Sunday's session on YouTube, which I'm extremely gutted about, because it was a great session with some amazing RP in that session, and it was obviously a good finisher to our story for the season. However, this coming Sunday, when we do our Just Chatting session, Baz will be doing a more comprehensive recap of last week's session. He had already done quite an elaborate one prior to that, and he was going to scrap it because he thought it was too detailed, but then I told him what had happened, so it actually worked out pretty good. So he'll be doing a slightly more detailed recap on this coming Sunday when we do our Just Chatting session. So hopefully, I mean, it's the best we can do. It won't happen again because I turned that shit off. I'm not going to worry about it. Pain in my butt. So we'll definitely get back to that. So with that being said, as I say, this Sunday will be a Just Chatting session for the VTM. Sunday the 6th of February will be the session 0 for Paradigm 2 Shadow's Embrace. As a reminder, all players will need to make themselves available. That includes players that are not starting, even those potential NPCs, people that might be playing some NPCs, and people that might be playing bit parts. If you make yourselves available in session 0, so at the very least are in the chat, so that we can go through. We're going to go through the rules and stuff, so just so you're aware of a few things. Obviously, the players that are going to be starting the campaign will require them to be in the voice call, and we'll be rolling stats and all that sort of stuff as well, and also be able to set cameras prior to the show. So we're going to be starting on the 13th of February, session 1. It'll be starting at 7:30 p.m. So we're going to move it up the half hour and try and run the 3-hour sessions if we can. Obviously, if someone's going to be late, they'll be late. We'll sort of deal with that when that sort of happens. We're not really too concerned. So again, check the Discord. There will be reminders leading up about starting times and everything, so no one will miss anything out. It's all the information's there, and I like to confirm things multiple times because I'm OCD like that. So Baz has returned from his phone call. We shall get into tonight's recap. You're good?
Yeah, sorry, man, that was work.
Yeah, no dramas, no drama. Right, so last we left off, addok had discovered the unmoving body of Skathus after he'd attempted to touch Lambertomb and was sent flying across the floor. Deciding to reduce Skathus' size and drag his body into the treasure room, he cast an illusion spell to attempt to hide what he was up to, but noise and other things, unfortunately, just wasn't successful enough, as Fibble is pretty proficient in these sort of things. Fibble and Zadriel both made their way into the treasure room. Zadriel then received a message from an unseen addok at that point, although with her current position she was able to hear quite clearly where he was, asking her to ask Fibble to leave the room, which he did so. Which he also did so, and left the room back to the other side to talk to Karnos. Zadriel, then unconvinced of Addok's request to leave him alone for a further 5 minutes, reached out and attempted to grab him, and received a thunderwave for her troubles, sending her flying backwards, also rendering her unconscious. However, before reaching unconscious state, maybe it was her, maybe it was the entity within, but she managed to reach out and release a Finger of Death spell in Addok's direction, indeed striking him. Not rendering him dead, however, he did take a substantial amount of damage. She then fell unconscious on the treasure room floor, this loud, thunderous sound alerting Fibble and Karnos to potential wrongdoings in the next room, then both returning. Fibble first being the smaller of the two, seeing Addok running towards the door, retrieves Charlotte and fires, striking Addok on the upper shoulder. Also, just before doing that, casting Spear of the Dying on Zadriel to keep her from slipping away. Addok then disappears, vanishes in the doorway. Fibble attempts a Fairy Fire, thus unsuccessful. After a short time, you revive Zadriel and realize, looking in the corner where Addok had been hiding, the impaled corpse of one Skathus. Addok's dagger still plunged deep into his throat. Assumptions flew. Seems that Addok may have turned against his party. We switch just for a moment to follow what happened with Addok. So Addok fled the scene, invisible, ran through the halls of the temple into a small room somewhere, hiding himself, or so he thought. Not sure what to do, he reached out, sent a message. Within moments, the mist swirls around him, filling the room. Then, stepping out from the mist was Strahd von Zarovich, your guy's sworn enemy, it seems. Addok, Strahd wasn't pleased to see Addok at this point, basically informing him that he had attempted to deceive him, and thus the bargain that he had struck is still in play. The words "live or die" ringing in Addok's mind as he defies Strahd, who then plunges his sword into his chest to the hilt. Addok's dark gift kicks in and is resurrected once again, this time in the guise of a halfling, toothless, naked. Again, Strahd offers him the same deal, live or die. Addok defiantly flips the bird. Strahd animates Addok's human corpse and it attacks. After a little backwards and forwards, Addok finally gives in and reaffirms his bargain with Strahd. Strahd then disappears, leaving addok to his devices. After some discussion with the rest of you, you realize that Skathus is quite dead, and you do not have the ability to resurrect him at this point, save potentially finding this spell that Kashmir had talked about and the reason he brought you to this place. All of you cast your minds back to try and figure out where the spell might potentially be, and you've all come up with some ideas. You decide to head back up to the main library area to investigate further, in which, after a short time, you manage to find the secret door that leads to a stairwell, which leads back down to the lower level of the Amber Temple, opening out behind the main hall, which enables Timothy to be once again with the group, as the doors are big enough for him to walk through. That's where we pretty much left you guys, as you were just descending that stairwell. Skathus, you find yourself standing in the center of the treasure room, which is kind of odd. It's an odd feeling, but it's, as you sort of look around, you realize that you're not seeing that brilliant amber glow from the ceiling. It's all in greyish, sort of sepia color. It's odd. You look around, and then you see it. You see in the corner, atop a pile of treasure, the unmoving body of a tiefling. You take a step forward. You look down, and you look down into your own face. All of a sudden, just flashes of images flood your mind. You remember touching the tomb, the blinding pain that followed, then blackness. Then you remember looking down, as if floating above your own body. You see Addok standing over your corpse. You see him do something, and then you see your body shrink a little bit. You see him dragging you across the floor. The next image comes of Addok talking to someone. You can't make out the words, but again, he's standing, almost leaning right over your body. Flashes back and forth. Next image you get is not just an image, but you get a sensation as well. The sensation of pain in your neck. Your hand goes up instinctively, and you remember the dagger being plunged into your throat. The next image you see is your friends, Karnos, Zadriel, Fibble, standing over your unmoving body. You can't hear what they're saying, but the looks on their faces tells you pretty much everything you need to know, that they are unable to bring you back. You see them leave. And as you turn around towards where the door would be, you now find yourself standing in almost like a large sitting room. Fine marble walls, large, almost church-like windows, stained glass, a large ornate fireplace and mantel, large fire roaring in the hearth. The thing that stands out, though, is the dark red glow that this whole room emanates. It's like it's dark, but it just has that red hue to it. You turn more towards the fireplace. You see a large, almost throne-like chair with it back facing you. On the arm of the chair, you see one hand, almost like a tailored suit, with the ruffled cuff of a white sort of shirt hanging out beneath it in dark crimson colour. Appears to be holding what looks to be a glass of wine. What do you do?
I cautiously approach this figure, not knowing what's going to happen.
You take a step or two forward, and you just hear a voice speak. You can't really see him moving at the time. It's, there you are, my boy. I've been waiting for you. Come, sit. We have much to discuss. And as you take that next step forward, another chair similar to the one you see before you just appears next to it. And the hand lifts and sort of just motions towards the chair.
I take a seat.
And as you do so, the chair turns, as does the chair that you were watching. They both turn to face each other. And you're now looking into the face of a very handsome gentleman. Crimson red skin, jet black hair, well cropped. He smiles softly. I said very well tailored suit, pants, boots. The eyes kind of give it away, however. Demon-like eyes, slit down the center like a lizard. He leans forward slightly and just simply says, "Oh, I've been watching you for some time. It's a shame what had happened, really. But you are of my blood. Therefore, I have some sway in this matter. Do you enjoy being alive, Skathus?"
I thought I did.
Did you enjoy the taunts, the ridicules from those people?
What people?
Humans. The others that mock you for the way you look, for who you are, for the blood that runs through your veins. Why do you still help them?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Well, the gift you received has allowed me to gain access where I would otherwise not be allowed to roam. See, this place is pure darkness. It's quite comfortable, don't you think? It's where you belong.
What kind of feeling do I get?
It's weird. You definitely can feel, every now and again you hear the flapping of like leathery, like the wings of a bat, like a huge bat every now and again sort of overhead. And off in the distance you swear you can hear the screams of something or multiple people almost. It's right on the edge of your hearing. But it doesn't make you uncomfortable. Now, Skathus, my boy, I have an offer for you specifically. Because you are of me, I can help you leave this place. You do not want to be trapped here forever, do you?
Leave here as in leave here dead? Leave here alive?
Well, death is not always permanent, you see. There will be some adjustment period, of course. Some restructuring of things. It's all complicated, but you have an option, you see. You either stay here in Barovia, join the rest of those poor souls wandering this place, or you return home where you belong. If you indeed accept my offer, there will be some torture, possibly. I mean, it is the Hells after all. But if you prove yourself, years to come, you may once again roam the material plane, maybe exacting revenge for those that have treated you badly. I see a glimmer of me in there.
I take it this is a one-time offer.
Of course. I'm not going to waste my time more than once. You only have a few hours in which to accept or decline. Your friends may find this particular incantation to bring you back. They may not. They may not choose to bring you back. They haven't exactly treated you well. I do not wish to force your hand, Skathus, but I can if I wish. You see a sort of glint of deviousness in his eyes at this point.
Can you give me a few hours to think about it? To roam endlessly through this realm
You are only here because of me at this point. But if you wish to take some time, what can it hurt?
Time, I guess.
The choice is yours in the end. Death permanently, or rebirth. Of course, this means you will owe me, and upon your death again, your soul belongs to me. Well, it kind of belongs to me already, but you get the idea. It's there, just beneath the surface. I can see it. Conflict within you is quite evident.
I need time.
I shall give you an hour. That is about the amount of time I have left in this place. All you have to do is call my name. You know my name, don't you? Skathus.
Yes, Asmodeus.
You may call me father.
Do you want Asmodeus or do you want me to say father? Which one is it?
Whichever you prefer. 1 hour, Skathus.
Very well.
I shall reward you. Anyway, I'm feeling generous. In this hour, I will give you the opportunity to communicate with one of your friends for a short time. See if they can convince you to hold on. Perhaps. Or maybe they will push you away. Who knows? 1 hour. And then you're stuck here forever. And you see him, he lifts his hand up and he just snaps his fingers, and in an instant you're standing back in the treasure room. That same haze, that sort of sepia grey haze that you saw before. You stand there for a moment, and a voice in your head, which is very clear, it is Asmodeus. He simply says, "They are that way." not much time left. And you get a sense of a direction that you get the feeling you know exactly where you need to go. You need to go back upstairs, and which if you do, you will find where your friends have gone. So we'll leave you there for the moment, Skathus. And we will return to the rest of you as you descend the stairwell. I think we have you. Are you all out the bottom there? Why can't I see you on this one? Are you guys able to move?
I'm still loading.
Are you still loading? Okay, that'll be why. Oh, I know why I'm on the wrong thing. We should be on 2.
I can't see me anyway.
Nope, we're on the wrong level, that's why. We're on that level, that's why I couldn't see you.
There we are.
There you is. Now we are cooking with gas. So, you have descended the stairwell, leading down to the dark room, which opens out into the corridor. I'm just going to bring Addok out here and make him disappear. And we'll do same with you. Make me disappear as well, Mr. Trashman. So I'll pass it over to you guys. You've just descended the stairwell and you've now found yourselves back in the main hall of the Amber Temple. It is quiet, apart from the noises that have been quite evident throughout this place since you've been here. What are you all doing?
Feeble? What do you suggest? We are supposed to go to the library again and look around, or what?
We need to find that thing that can bring Skathus back. Whatever that thing is.
Yeah, I feel like, check your mapping. Have we been everywhere, or did we miss it? Was it sitting on a table in plain sight? Is it stuck under, and I go over here, I'm like, it's stuck under a rock or something? And start turning rocks over.
I don't know. I can't actually, because he just said that there's something that can bring a person back. I would assume it's an item of some kind. There was that little punch bowl that Addok was interested in.
I think something that could bring someone back, would that be maybe it would be labelled, right?
Why?
Right, well, you wouldn't just leave something like that lying around without a label. It's like, hey kids. Yeah?
If it was labeled, wouldn't Casimir just go to it and find it?
Well, I don't mean like, here's a sign saying this thing brings you back to life. Something that has a name, like a spell name or an item. You know, when you identify, the magician type people identify items and they know the name of it. Something like that's what I'm thinking.
Feeble, do you identify things? What do you identify as, Feeble?
I identify as a gnome. But no, it's a little bit more complicated. But yeah, he does kind of have the right idea when it comes to identification. You kind of know what the item is once you identify it. But I don't remember seeing anything like it kind of jumped out and said, I can bring people back to life.
We were, as we looked around, we were kind of our minds were elsewhere as our party was being pulled in one direction and another. Some of the members were doing odd things, and I don't think maybe we had our minds in the right place at the right time. Maybe we need to do a scout of, have you marked on your map which rooms had things of interest, or, I don't know, scrolls, books, libraries, anything that actually we could look through further?
Well,
I
there
mean,
was
the punch
that
bowl's one.
The punch bowl's one. The Lich's room, we didn't really have a very good look through there because it seemed to be occupied at the time.
And he wasn't happy with addok taking his book, right?
Yeah, but addok, it's addok. No one's happy with addok.
Did we examine every room too? Maybe we need to do that. Would you shut your owl up, please?
My owl doesn't make any noise.
It's very squeaky.
I don't know if we examined a few things, right?
And I will examine the room. Xanther!
So you're going to go around the room just shouting out Xanther.
Yep. Sure.
How many times roughly? Just give me an idea of roughly what you're specifically targeting potentially for this, or are you just wandering around the room?
Look at the wall. I will look at the stat. Are we on the statue one? Because I'm
Yeah, you're on the level of the statue. Yeah.
I will do the statue. But like Sancta. And any any little these little statues on each side. I'll be looking around for like stuff that looks suspicious.
Okay. As you get to the statue, you confidently call out Xanther, and you hear, and as you hear it, you see it, at the base of the statue at the back, a small section of the statue moves.
Feeble, look. A small thing at the base. You are a small thing at the base too. Look.
Yes. Very good, Z.
It's about a foot square, and it was on like the flat part of the base of the statue. And it's just slid to one side, revealing a darkened space. Someone could potentially put something in there, one would say.
Febble, do you want to hop in?
Z, can you please light up my fingertip?
Ugh. Again, all right. We'll cantrip his finger. That's
The end of your finger lights up like a torch.
just the tip.
Just a tip.
And then I ET phone home into the box.
Knew that was coming.
I knew it was coming as well. It's still funny. As you ET phone home into the box, you see inside. There's a few bits and pieces in there. It looks like a small leather pouch. There looks to be a little. A couple of spell scrolls, it seems. Small rolled up pieces of parchment. Not entirely sure what that, but it looked like spell. It's not unlike what you would have seen a spell scroll being round up to look like. And a couple of potion bottles. Kind of about it.
Right. Okay. So pull everything out. Put the potions like in a row and go, I'll work them out later.
No need to work them out. As you pull them out one by one, you look at them and go, yeah, I know what that is. That's a greater healing potion. That one's a standard healer potion. That one's a potion of speed. Seen that one before. And the last potion is one that you're not entirely sure of. You're certain that you've got an idea it might be a restoration type potion. You're not entirely sure of its strength, however.
Right, so the standard healing pot I would give to Karnos. The greater healing pot I would give to Zadriel. The speed I'd give to Karnos because he's slow. And the restoration I would keep.
Yeah, you would still have to, you know it's a restoration style spell. Like I said, you just don't know how powerful or not strong it is. Yeah.
And then I'd have a peruse.
A peruse at the scrolls.
Through the scrolls.
So as you open the first of the two scrolls, it's in common. It is a spell of greater restoration. You would recognize it as you are able to cast the lesser version of this particular spell. You would understand that to cast this, it's going to take a little bit of effort to concentrate on it because of your level, but you're pretty certain you might be able to pull it off. It's definitely going to take an intelligence roll to see if you were able to execute it, but it is a spell of greater restoration. The second spell is a spell of locate object. And you would understand by just browsing over it that using the spell will give you the opportunity to locate an object within a certain distance. The locate object spell is in D&D Beyond. I don't know that it is a artificer spell, but I'll be able to give you the details of it when and if someone attempts to use it.
Alright, so I think this spell would work on Xantha really well. And this one would find addok so we can kill him.
Addok is not an object.
No, but anything he's wearing is.
Do you know specifically what he's wearing?
His flute.
True. I mean, I would think there'd be other things that we'd want to find, but...
Don't we want to find the resurrection spell instead?
Actually, what's in the sack?
The little sack. Yes, you open the sack and it is 200 gold pieces.
I pocket that. Well, money bags doesn't need it over there. So
I definitely don't need it.
Just to give you a quick rundown. Locate object spell. It is a second level divination spell. So Zadriel, you'd be able to cast that. And so would you, Karnos, potentially. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close, within 30 feet. So because you potentially haven't seen the spell up close, you can still attempt to use it, but the DC would be a bit higher.
Well, what do we want to do? We could still save Skathus. I think that's more important because addok is stuck in here. We will find him eventually.
Wait a minute. What if we use this scroll, the one of greater restoration, on Xantha and ask Xantha how we could resurrect our good friend Skathus?
That might work. Is that the skeleton dude upstairs?
Yeah.
It's his name.
Oh, right. I thought that's like a magic word, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something.
Is that like a goblin thing? Phrasing?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was something addok said. It probably meant I stabbed my friends because I'm a butthead.
Yep.
You know, he was very sad when Emilia passed away, too. He was a bit pouty in the cave, and he hated her. Why would he kill Skathus? I mean, he must
don't
be
know.
a dick, but...
Yeah, but he touched all those crazy stones. Everyone who touched crazy stones became more of a dick.
Except you, Z.
No, she was definitely acting like a dick for a while there.
Really? You haven't seen
Yeah.
my temper.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have. You squashed Emilia's head that time. And the guards.
You were locked up that time.
No, I heard all about it, though. Addok's explanation was very graphic. And I saw them carting the guard off past the doorway down. Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, it's impressive. I like it. It's true heroism when you kill something so well.
Hey, when I make a hammer, I make a hammer.
Zadriel,
Yeah.
roll a wisdom save for me, please. Looking at a DC 18.
28.
Okay, so you more than resist that. You do still feel this presence, though. You, for a moment, just a split moment, you're looking at Kaunos, and all you want to do is stove his head in with your hammer. Just for a split second.
I mean,
It came almost from nowhere, like it was a real intense feeling, and then it's gone.
Shouldn't have to roll for that.
No, this comes from a much darker place, shall we say, and it was quite evident that it definitely came from a very dark place, but was just for a split second, and it was gone.
Well, we need to make decisions. We are standing out like sore thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're down to the people left that I like mostly. So. That was a joke. But you're right. We need to find this thing, and then we need to get. Well, we've got to find a way out of here too, right?
Eventually, yes. Feeble?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Trying to work out how strong this potion is.
You're proficient with alchemy, yeah? Intelligence check with your proficiency modifier.
$17.
You uncork it, you sniff it. It's definitely a restoration spell. Dip your finger in it, put a little bit on the end of your tongue. Tongue tingles quite severely, almost numbs it instantly. Just the very tip of your tongue, and it sort of goes away after a short time. You sort of hold it up to the amber light, give it a shake, and you're pretty certain this is also a greater restoration potion. That will not be in D&D Beyond, I don't think, but essentially it does the exact same thing as a greater restoration.
Now, should we have a little? Okay, let's go see Xantha.
Oh, what that potion tastes like while we go to see Xantha while we're walking.
Okay.
Tastes like
Taking Timmy?
fruit tingles. Of course, it's taking Timmy.
So you can, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember where you're going, but if you go up the main stairs here, I can guide you to where you need to go. You can move yourself if you go up the main stairs in front.
Speaking of that, I'm not there.
You're not there?
You're
My
there in
token,
my
I
screen.
don't
There you
think
are.
it's there.
You were under Timmy.
Well, I'm still not there.
I can see you. You might need to refresh your page.
I'll reload again.
Yeah.
I'll make
I
it
can move
continue
you for the
just-
time being, so
I'll wait in case we meet resistance.
I went upstairs.
yeah.
So I'll just wait upstairs, I guess.
We'll wait for Fibble to reload.
So, Zadriel, when and if we find this spell, who do we bring back? Do we bring back Emilia? Or do we bring back Skathus?
Oh.
It's a hard choice, right?
maybe we... Why? Feeble, stop it. Maybe we, maybe we
I'm
bring
sorry.
back the soonest one first because it's fresher?
Well, that'll be addok because we're going to kill him next.
Hmm.
You good, Fibble?
Wait a minute. Can we bring back the addok before he started touching all the shit?
I mean, that
Is that a thing? Is there a panic save where we can actually get him at a certain time period?
He's got another life because we didn't see him turn into a halfling, did we?
That's exactly
He's got
right.
another life. We don't need to do that.
Oh, so we bring him back as the Dragonborn?
I
Nah,
don't think you recycle. I think you get new one.
How's your reloading going, bud?
Let's keep on RPing just for the hell of it.
We can do that. I mean, that's fine.
Thief! I'm in there.
You're in there. Cool. So now you can move yourself.
now, was it this corridor that we're closest to, Zedriel, or is it the other one down the other way?
And I will move Timmy.
It was,
Oh, you can move Timmy too, can't you?
If you're looking
Yeah,
at
okay.
in the entrance, it's on the left.
It's straight
where
up the
those
stairs.
flame skulls were. Right?
Yeah, flame skull. So this way, right?
Right. So now we're back up to this one. So I'll just change scene, ladies and Germanys.
Look, the other reason why I wouldn't want to bring back Emilia is because Emilia had been bitten and would have to bring her back before the bite. Because if we bring her back, we're just going to have to go through the whole nightmare of killing her again.
Okay. Why am I only seeing blackness
Just saying.
here?
Wasn't that much of a nightmare. It was pretty easy, actually. I mean,
Are you guys walking down the corridor?
Just hold up for a second, guys. I've got to
Okay,
reload.
I'm
I've
at
got
the
to,
end of the
got to reload me as well. There we go.
2% time, I will be.
I'm just waiting at the corridor by the giant table that had the bowl of fruit that, or drink or something that addok wanted to eat or drink or something.
Yeah, the table that had that food that smelled really good, but
Yep.
there was no one there and there's no one making it, and it's not possible to have food smell that good.
Yeah, is it still there?
So just wait this Carnos to the rest of the king catch up to you,
Sweet.
because we're just waiting on Fibbles to load.
Maybe I shall hand you this potion of speed, Fibble.
It
It's
always
very old.
seems to be at 2%. It just holds. It stays at that last 2% for ages.
Yeah, it can
Oh.
do. Yeah.
like he was young when my grandparents were young. Like he was, yeah,
Oh,
he's very
Fibble.
old.
Fibble.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
he's my grandparents' best friend or something.
Wow, he doesn't. I mean, if in human years, he doesn't look like a day over 100.
I know, right?
Humans shrink when they get old too, usually, you know. And wrinkly, like he's real wrinkly. He's got pretty good hair though.
I think he's trying to wave at you or something.
Although I can't tell. He's like 2% near the room.
Yep, 2% near the room, and 4% up your.
2 feet tall, I think.
I'll move you a little closer so we can zoom in on this.
Yeah,
until you-
yeah,
I'll just move you
it
for
to
now.
Where it is, because
Yeah, move us all. Move us there.
it's just
It's painful.
driving me
You know
nuts
what?
tonight.
Let's all just ride, Timmy. Let's just go in on right.
So, yes, indeed. When you reach the dining area, as you walk into the dining area, the lights flicker on as they did the first time. The feast is still there, and it is still smells amazing. That central bowl or platter that addok had noticed is still there, and it's the one thing that stands out amongst this entire table is a massive gilded platter covered in gemstones.
Righto, touch nothing and carry on, right?
Well, I don't think addok's been here. That's a good sign.
You think he comes straight to the platter?
I think it would be gone if he was here.
Could he be a dead body? I know he's got one more life, right?
Yeah.
Is it one more or two more? Because, like, he can...
One.
No, he's died twice, and he can die 3 times. But technically, he can die 4 times.
Well, the 4th would be the final, though, right?
One would hope it would be his final death.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who dies more than once kind of... Oh, hang on, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, how many times have you died?
Yeah, twice. I think you've brought me back now. Thank you, Zedriel.
Look, it was worth it. You were worth it. Addok, not so much. Emily, maybe before she got the bite, but Skathus. Like, can we get, instead of doing a resurrection, can we do a reincarnation for him? Because maybe he'll get a better body and actually not have the tongue that.
Speaking of Skathus,
Good attitude.
you hear Fibble mention your name. Do you respond to him, or do you try and contact one of the others? You find yourself just suddenly standing in this dining room, and you can see them. Again, it's weird for you. It's a real hazy sort of visage of your friends, but you can see them. But you've been told you can communicate with just one of them. You can roll a d3 if you wish.
I can actually do that.
You can. So you roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 and 4 is 3. So
I rolled a 1.
So a 1 would be Karnos. Probably not the best person you'd want to speak to, but so you can appear to Karnos if you wish. You'd have to will it, so there'd be a wisdom, just a roll a d20 plus your wisdom first.
D20 plus wisdom. Wow.
So it's not, it doesn't, the DC's not high.
$11.
Pretty good. You concentrate on Karnos. You close your eyes and you just picture standing next to him. And within a matter of seconds, you open your eyes and Karnos, you watch as an apparition of Skathus slowly materializes standing next to you. Zedriel and Fibblesib, you do not see anything at this point.
As the apparition starts, I pull up the sword and I'm like, "Oi, what the? Stand down, demon!"
Skathus, you can speak.
Really a gnome, not a demon, but that 2 feet's about right.
Which way is he? Like, if he is standing in front of me?
Pretty much. Like he'd be standing sort of. Where are we? I gotta bring on this map. So he'd be standing sort of between you and the table, about here. So
So I'm facing
it works about right. You'd be facing roughly in Fibble's direction. So Zedriel was probably pretty much on the money with that.
So I've got the sun sword up and I'm ready to strike this demon. I can see. Where you go, Skathus.
Karnos, put it away. You'll just hit Fibble.
Hit Fibble.
Are you? Hold on a minute. Are you Strahd?
Yes, I'm Strahd.
Yes, I am.
That tells me you're not, and I sheath the sun sword back. How did you come back to life?
So this conversation, guys, you're only hearing Karnos' side of it at this point, and he appears to be talking to himself.
Fable? What did you give him in the potion?
Oh, you have no idea. Which one?
Karnos is talking to himself with the sun sword out.
He's put that away.
Look, you remember when Emilia died and we got to see Emilia? You ever got the feeling that maybe he's having that type of a
It's at this
waking
point.
nightmare?
It's at this point that very slowly but surely you start to see the outline of a figure standing in front of Karnos. After a few moments, it's not clear, like not really clear, but you can make it out that it is Skathus, and you start to hear his side of the conversation very slowly as well. It's very whispery and sort of in and out, but you're able to make out the conversation by this stage.
Skathus?
What do you want, Skathus? You come to beg for your life?
How did you die?
So Skathus,
Not by the dagger.
Yeah, you can hear Zadriel, but your communication is via Karnos only. You guys can't hear what he's saying. You can see his lips moving, but only Karnos can hear him.
Not by the dagger.
Okay, I'm going to translate for you guys everything he says. Not by the dagger. Okay, what does that mean, Skathus? Is that a puzzle?
No. Not a puzzle. Just didn't die at his hands.
Oh. Okay, guys, it seems he didn't die by addok's hands.
He didn't use his hands. What did he use?
Zadriel said she didn't... And I start relating what Zadriel just said back to you.
Skathus can hear Zadriel, but you probably wouldn't be aware of that, so that's probably kind of fitting.
So what did he use?
He tried to numb him to death or something.
He says addok did not kill him. Did you say addok?
Wait a minute. When did he become a Nord? Oh,
When did he become
addok.
a what?
A Nord, addok.
Oh, right, yeah. So hang on, Skathus, instead of giving me like 5, one syllable at a time, just can you give me a whole sentence? Give me something to go on here. Give me, how did you die?
Addok did not kill me. I touched a stone.
He touched addok's stones.
That would kill anyone, really. Did you see him?
Yeah, the yellow ones. That
I'd
addok
kill
was
him
touching.
too. I must admit, I'd kill him too if he touched my stones.
I forgot he means the yellow ones addok was touching. I call them addok stones because he's the dumb one. Anyhow. Okay, so you died from the stone, Skathus. Okay, what are you trying to tell us now? What's next? Point us in a direction.
Oh, tell him we need to resurrect him. Does he know of a scroll? Or something? A spell?
She said, we need to resurrect you. Do you know of a scroll or spell?
Skathus, roll a history check for me, please.
Can you hear me?
Wow, that was weak.
12.
That was a piss ant roll. That was.
You sure this is Skathus? He doesn't seem like he's insulting you or anything.
Dork raid.
That's one of
I'm
those
going to hold you
dark
guys there for a
gifts.
second. We just got raided with 61 viewers, guys.
Ooh.
Wow.
Welcome in, raiders. We are playing Curse of Strahd. Where one of our players has died recently, so we're having a bit of a conversation with a dead man. So bear with us. Thank you for coming in. Dorktails, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it very, very much. And we'll turn it back over to the players.
He rolled a dice for you, DM.
Yes, it was a dice, right? A 12. You're not sure of where any kind of... You have no idea where the spell is. You're assuming that meaning the resurrection spell. You really don't know. You just know, all you know that it's here. It's definitely here. You just don't know where.
All I know it's here somewhere. Where, I don't know.
Okay, he says all he knows is it's here somewhere, but where he doesn't know. So he's no better off than what he was like an hour ago when he was first killed.
Has he seen Emilia? Have you seen Emilia?
as Adriel says, have
I
you
heard.
seen?
I heard.
Oh, you can
No.
hear her. No, you
I
haven't.
can only. No, I haven't, and I can only talk to you, but I can hear everybody.
Oh, so I do have to tell them. He said he's only touched her just a little.
Oh, ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
When
I think ghost love is very different.
So, Skathus, you know your time is running very short.
when you asked me before you left, I need to be the person I was meant to become. What did he mean?
That doesn't matter anymore.
He said, that doesn't matter anymore. That's exactly what he said. I didn't change a thing.
Matters to me.
My time is short. I need to decide where I go.
Okay, Fibble is short. He needs to decide where he goes.
Okay, tell people where to go.
Where do you have to go? Hang on. Are you... So you are dead?
Yes, I am very dead.
Right, so, short time. Give us the quick... tell us do what you have to do. I can't really go any faster than this.
What do you have to do?
He's sitting there silently, wasting the time he has.
Do we have to do something?
Do we have to do something for you, Skathus?
If you want, you can bring me back.
I mean, that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and bring you back. Though it's a debate, we're going to have to roll some dice because we've got Emilia and you and maybe possibly addok. Though I was thinking the guy who, and I put out the sword again, the guy who was going to hold this was probably a good option too. And I put the sword back.
Santa!
Nothing happens.
Shit.
I'll try though.
Okay, Skathus.
I will leave it up to you to decide who you bring back.
But you should plead your case. Why should we bring you back above Emilia and possibly addok? Especially now we know he didn't actually kill you. So what the hell was he doing with your dead body in that pile of gold?
That is something you'll have to ask him.
Look,
You are one
that's a good
frisky
enough
man.
reason to kill him because he had his body in a pile of Oh.
Ooh.
No
Fucking
wonder
hell,
why
guys.
Skathus doesn't talk so much.
Oh, wow. Well done. We broke Trash Man.
Okay, Skathus.
So
break it down
all
for
of you
you.
start to see Skathus start to flicker
Uh-oh.
and fade slightly. You can
Don't
tell
go.
he's got very little time left.
Quick, anyone got a quarter?
Skathus, it's important, it's imperative. When we bring you back, do you want to be a tiefling or part man, part dog, part elephant, part sheep?
I'll remain silent for that one.
He just
Oh, have
he
you guys got
looks at
anything else?
you.
He's flicking.
Yeah, he just looks at you blankly at that point and starts flicking more and start to fading in and out. And if he does speak, it's in bits and pieces now. It's really starting to get hard to understand him.
I'll come find you, Skathus. Don't worry. We'll help you.
And within a few moments of that, is there anything else you want to say very quickly, Carnos?
No, Carlos has said more than enough.
Fibble, anything you want to say before this apparition disappears completely?
We're not bringing back Emilia, we're bringing back Skathus. That's it. I'm sorry.
So with that, Skathus, your apparition, you watch as Skathus fully disappears. Stay there, Skathus. As you disappear, you find yourself back in that sitting room. The chairs are still there. Asmodeus is still sitting, sipping what you can only assume is wine. And he simply says, "Well, your time is up. What is your decision, my boy?"
Thank you for your offer, but I must decline.
Interesting. You wish to... You realize I don't have to offer you this at all. I can bring you home whenever I wish. But where's the fun in that? We shall meet again, Skathus. I'm sure.
I'm sure we will.
Next time, I'm sure you'll accept. Much more fun to be had on this side.
I'm sure there is.
Farewell, my boy. Let's hope they are true to their word. And in an instant, he is gone, and you're back standing in the dining room. You can see your friends. You cannot hear them. They cannot see or hear you. But you are still not bound to them, but you are still in control somewhat. You are starting to feel that pull away from this area, the urge to leave and head towards the village of Barovia. You can hear the voices of other adventurers calling you, including the voice of your former party mate, Emilia. Although it doesn't really sound like her. The voice is the same, but it's very wispy and distant, and it just has no life to it, per se. But that urge is getting stronger. But for the moment, we'll leave you there. Thank you, Skathus. And we'll turn back over to the party again.
Right. Well, that was odd, Zedriel.
Are you sure he said the right things? I really don't think he'd be with Emilia.
I might have elaborated ever so slightly.
Well, Feeble is fixing a squeaky owl. Oh, there it is. So, should we talk to the leech?
There's leeches?
The leech?
Oh, sorry, accent. It gets me every time.
Do you guys want to take... I think we'll stop here and take a short break. That's probably a good time. Okay, guys, the chat. Again, just before we take off, thank you so much for Dork Tales for the huge raid. Glad you guys could stop in. We're going to take just a short break, couple of minutes, grab a drink, use the bathroom, all those sort of wonderful things. We'll be right back to carry on our story in episode 69 of the Curse of Strahd. And it's turned out that 69 is the right fucking number. I mean, there's all sorts of weird shit going on, which is nothing unusual.
Eh?
But we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Whew. So, welcome on in, Raiders. Once again, thank you, Dogtails, for that massive raid. My name is Evildoer. I am from New Zealand. We are running Curse of Strahd currently. We're about, episode 69 tonight, so we're a fair way into the story. We have lost a number of players throughout this campaign. We lost our very first player almost right at the start through to IRL commitments, but then later on through the story we lost Emilia, as you can see in the overlay there. We have the rest in peace Emilia Illustrious. She was with the campaign for a while. We have had our second PC death last episode, which was Skathus, sort of joining us tonight in his spirit form. And Addok is away at the moment. He has run away because everyone believes that Skathus did it, that Addok did it. So he ran away in fear of his life. So Addok will be rejoining us next week. So I'll turn it back over to you guys now as you are just discussing the aftermath of the Skathus conversation.
So if Addok didn't do it, why was there a dagger in Skathus? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
I can explain it to you. It's very simple. Addok is an idiot. He made a deal with Strahd for some stupid reason, probably to save his own fucking skin. Or yeah, it would be to save his own skin. Strahd probably said, "Okay, you need to kill somebody." He saw Skathus as a potential easy kill because he's a yellow-bellied, whatever the fuck he is now, human. Yeah. Do I need to explain any more?
Did he make this deal with you, Feeble? Seems pretty
Who?
specific. Strahd or Addok or anybody else?
Strahd has never had a conversation with me outside of the one time that I told him to shush because we were trying to decide whether or not Karnos was actually going to fight him one-on-one. El mano a mano.
You what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what he said. Yeah. I mean, what you said sort of makes sense, but also Addok touched so many of those yellow stones. We don't know what insight or gift or bad thing he was getting, because they were all giving us, well, the ones who touched, some crazy things. Maybe something in his head was telling him to kill us, or when he was just starting with Skathus, but then Skathus said he touched the yellow stone and it killed him. We said he touched a stone. He just said a stone. He said he touched Addok's stones. Nonetheless, he touched something and it killed him. And then Addok came to, maybe Addok saw him in his dying throes and just sort of finished the job off or whatever. Maybe, there's a lot of maybes. We're standing in this room and the food smells so good. I really don't want to be standing in here anymore.
Yeah, let's move on.
How good does that food smell, Karnos?
Smells like a 69 on a Sunday afternoon.
Roll a wisdom save for me.
Wisdom. Ooh, I'm good at this.
Who keeps closing and opening doors?
Evil!
5.
Karnos, you start walking towards the table.
Is that pie? That looks like a pie. A proper pie, not like with children in it.
Zadriel, I'll give you a chance to react. Are you going to stop him from touching the table?
Karnos, stop, wait a minute. There's just us here. Who made the
pie.
food? Who made the food? There's just us here.
Who made who?
Who made who? Addok didn't cook it. There's something sus about this.
It's a pie. Let's just eat the pie.
No!
So it's already in your hand?
Unless you're physically stopping me.
Smack it out of his hand.
Yeah, that wisdom roll was too low.
Yeah. I was going to say, so you picked it up, right? So
Yeah,
you
hell
definitely
yeah,
picked
yep.
it up and you smack it out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it was the touching of the food that is the issue here.
Oh, and she smacked it out of my hand. Wah wah.
Firstly, as you pick up the food behind you, Zadriel probably would see it, you would not at this point. Although you may get an eerie feeling. Zadriel, you would see this, whatever it is, apparate behind
In here.
Karnos. And as you sort of look around the room, another, and then another, and then another,
Hey, look at some Skathuses.
People, get back here.
and one more. The apparitions sort of turn, and we will need to roll initiative very shortly. Just hold your initiatives just at the moment. I need to make sure I get everyone in here. We will add... M. Right, I think we have everyone in there. So Fibblesib, hold your position for the time being. And we'll get everyone to roll initiative, please. Why is the initiatives not rolling on there? Interesting. Obviously the D&D Beyond thing is playing up, but we can do it manually. So Fibblesib, what did you get? 24. That's a natural 20 on the initiative.
A great waste of a natural 20.
24 for Fibblesib. Karnos, what did you get?
A dirty, rotten 7.
Dirty Rotten 7. And Zadriel?
A 1. 2.
A 2. Oh my god. Zadriel. I just deleted you from the combat. That's not good. Update. A 2. Shield Guardian goes with Fibblesib. And we will roll NPCs. Cool. So, Fibblesib, you get the initiative after all that. You hear from your position as you started walking out through the next room, you hear Zadriel cry out for you. What are you going to do?
It helps if you're on the right tab. So I will move because I was back there, so my movement is 25 feet.
Yep.
And it helps if you put it on the move button.
Yes, it does.
So I'd move to there, see these apparitions, and go, "Wow, shit!"
Indeed.
And then attack that one, I guess, with a... Ooh, crap. Okay, yeah, we're just going to use a firebolt because I got thousands of those suckers. 15.
15. Give me 1 second. I have had an issue here. I just need to update the monsters. I'm pretty sure that will hit though. Come on, Spectre. 15 will definitely hit.
— 17 points of fire damage.
Fire damage.
I think it's only 17 points. Ah, you monkey. Go away. I hate it when the help screen shows up and then it takes over what you're actually trying to read.
Yes, it is a bit of a pain. So, yes, so 17 points of fire damage.
Yes.
No problemo on that one there.
And that is that.
Why is that not allowing me to do it? Hang on a moment. I know why. Put that one back in there. Because I've updated all my monsters. Here we go. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Alright, so this one takes the fire damage. The fire definitely hits it, but once again, Fibble, your fire doesn't seem to do a whole lot of damage to these guys. But it does take damage.
Yep. Wish I could make a divine fireball.
Timothy is also running on your turn, so you have your bonus action to spend to move Timothy if you wish. Is that all that Timmy is going to do, or is he going to attack as well?
Yeah, Timmy can actually move further than me.
Okay,
so
cool.
he would actually go in the room and attack the one that's looking at Skathus funny from behind.
Skathus isn't there.
Not Skathus, Karnos. I knew what me
I
means.
knew what you meant to.
Multi-attack. No. There we go. Fist, normal. 14 to hit.
That does hit.
12 bludgeonings.
12 bludgeoning. Look at his reserve. So, yes, and your second, 21 to hit.
Second
Look at
attack
that.
was
Whew.
21 to hit. 7 bludgeonings. Damage.
So yeah, so that is that. Again, they don't seem to take a whole lot of damage, even from Timmy at this point. They do take damage, but not much. It is now... Is that the end of your turn? Before we go any further. As Timmy slams into this creature, hitting the floor each time, shaking the walls in the process. It is now this one's turn.
Maybe I should have called him Bam Bam.
This one here is going to... is going to float down to here. Next up, it is this one's turn. It is going to pass through Timmy and Zadriel. Move itself into the corner here. So Timmy will get an attack of opportunity as it passes through it and moves out of his melee range.
$12 to hit.
That will hit and will do damage. Zadriel, you are lucky as this creature doesn't seem to be able to hit you, but as it passes through you, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
24.
24. That is a good save. I think you're okay. As the cold, death-like feeling you get as this creature passes through you grips your chest and almost takes your breath away, but you manage to stave off any effect. Next up is Karnos. And Zadriel, you're on board after a couple more of these thingies. But Karnos, it is your turn.
Okay, Carl sees these creatures appear. He says, the pies are not very good. And he is not in base contact with anyone, is he?
No, he is not.
he will say to the team as he moves, "Good idea to try and congest these things. Move back through the doorway."
And you
And
move
I'll-
back, okay.
I don't want to go quite that far. That far. So I can still see this fella here. 5, 10, yes. And as my action, I am going to say to the DM, "DM, drop a light on this one." And I'm going to use Word of Radiance, so it needs to make a Constitution save.
Which one would that be, sir?
Oh, I didn't highlight it. I'm a terrible man. There we go.
This one in the corner?
That one in the corner.
Cool, no worries. So Word of Radiance, what is it a roll to hit or a save?
Save, con save for him.
Con save. Ooh, this might not be good. Nope, 8.
8. It takes 2d6 radiant damage for a total of 10 radiant damage. And as my bonus action,
And with that, radiant light. Actually, you describe it. What is your
does it
radiant?
die?
Yes, it does. What does your radiant energy do, and how does it work? What does it look like?
so Karnos sort of holds the sun sword forward, and it's almost like it beams up into the sky from the sun sword, then back down as it pours through the head of this thing. But because Karnos is only new to the faith, it's not as bright as Zadriel's, but it's still a whitish yellow light, mimicking the sun sword almost, yellow to white in the center. And as it does, the ghostly apparition sort of just dissipates like a cloud of smoke, like a poof.
As the divine energy cracks out, it does just that. Dissipates into a mist-like substance, which dissipates completely thereafter. The remainder of your
Sweet.
turn.
As my bonus action, during the move, after I cast that spell, I'm going to flick my shield. Oh, let me double check the distance here. Oh. Give me a Linus. Stupid thing. Ruler. Oh, yep, it's closer than 20 feet. So this ghosty right here, I'm going to quick toss my shield at it.
I didn't see your marker, dude.
It's on
That one. Cool.
It's 24 to hit,
That does hit.
and it is 10 bludgeoning damage.
10 bludgeoning damage, and you've thrown your shield away.
My shield is now over there on the ground.
It is. It takes some damage, not as much as you would hoped, but it seems to absorb some of it. Even sort of, you see it alter its shape as the shield, almost frisbee-like, is tossed across the room in its direction, clatters to the ground, tang, 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 and hits the wall behind.
Sweet, and I just used the last of my turn to finish my movement out, so 5, 10,
No problem.
25, that's what I can get to there.
Next up is this one's turn. Let's see what we've got here. Fibblestep, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. As you watch the creature just raise a almost bony hand, and this sort of semi-translucent figure raises a hand in your direction. 25. You are.
That would be 30.
That would be amazing, because you don't even feel it. You see it raise its hand, you expect something to happen, and then you feel nothing. But it is going to move at this point to here. Doesn't seem interested in Timur at all. Next up is this one's turn. Moving right into you, Zadriel. It is going to attempt to touch you with a 19. Does that hit you?
Yeah.
13 points of necrotic damage as it releases a darkened energy from its hand as it touches your body. You'll also need to make a con save, please.
No need, because Adriel is down.
You are unconscious. As the necrotic energy is released from this creature's hand, Zadriel collapses in the corner. We will have... Oh, don't make you invisible. God. I'll mark you as unconscious. So the con save, in that case then, your hit point maximum is also reduced by 13. But we'll conclude that after the fact. I mean, it probably won't matter too much with you being unconscious. So that creature... What is your intelligence?
Magic in the chat. Oh no, Mina in the chat, sorry.
Mina dropping a stabilize for Zadriel. Zadriel, you are not making the death saves as Mina has cast Spare the Dying on you. One of the new Channel Point Redemptions guys. Thank you very much, Mina, for dropping that in the chat. So you are not making death saves, Zadriel. You are fine. You are stabilized. Next up is your turn. You can't do anything. You're unconscious, but you are stable. So you're not making a death save. Back to the top of the initiative with Fibblestep. You have seen Zadriel fall.
So I would command my little dude to go over and sit on her
And poop.
fuck it, head, and I would cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level for 18 hit points.
18 healing damage for Zadriel.
And then Timmy is going to attack that one that attacked Zadriel.
This one here, no problem.
Yep.
Make your 2 attacks. He can definitely reach from his position.
18,
That hits.
11 damage, and 10 to hit.
10 misses. Slams the floor as it shifts in and out of sort of almost going incorporeal to incorporeal, and his second shot just slams into the ground right next to Zadriel, probably giving you a slight fright as he thumps the ground with a heavy fist. And your turn, your action, Fiddle. That was your bonus
that's
action.
it. No, that's it. My action was to heal.
Ah,
Zadriel,
that's true, yes. You are
And
quite
then-
correct.
The Timmy took his action.
No worries. So that is you. So Zadriel, you are eyes open. You see this creature above you. You are still prone. This creature is going to move right through again. Attack of opportunity from your guardian near Fibble.
22 to hit.
It does hit. Takes 9
9
points of bludgeoning. You need to make a con save as it passes through you. And also attacks you. 18, you're good.
Yep.
17 to hit on its attack, however.
That actually will currently... No, it does hit,
That's it?
because I don't have that anymore.
No worries. So 17 does hit. You take 17 points of necrotic damage. And another con save, please.
That one is 10.
That still
Although
passes.
Zadriel's also up now. and
She's
I'm
conscious within 2. Yeah, it would have been 15. Team would have been okay anyway. It's only DC 10, so you're good. So that is its turn. Kanos, you're up. Zadriel to follow after another 2 spectres.
Alright, Karnos moves. Karnos will get to the place where he can actually move. Moves up to that sucker there. Sunsword now in both hands as he does not have his shield as it's in the other room. And he says, DM, be with me. And he does like a reverse sweep through the center of it with a sunsword.
No worries.
With his first attack. 27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Now, these creatures are undead, are they?
They most certainly are.
Alright, so you're gonna get 12 radiant plus Another D8 radiant.
So 13 radiant.
Because I'm using my heavy weapon two-handed, I get to roll 1s and 2s again.
Okay, re-roll your 1.
So 4, so 12.
16.
16 radiant for the first attack.
So the first attack is enough as you spin and strike with your sun sword, destroying this creature in a flash of radiant energy once again.
And then as I finish him off, I keep the motion going. 10, 15, next to Zadriel, and I use the hit I just rolled, 20 to hit.
It does hit.
And I swipe up through the center of it. If it had legs, I would be going up between the legs, through the gonads. And that's a 2, I get to re-roll that. I love two-handed. So that's 16 plus 3, so 19 radiant damage on that sucker.
Once again, the radiant energy bursts forth from the sun sword, removing another combatant from the field of combat.
Zadriel, you good? The DM is with us. I can feel it in my sword. And that is me.
That is you. Forgot about that one. There's a second one that I didn't see. Next up is this one next to old Timar. Moves through Timar and does not move through you, as it can't sort of move partially through Timmy. Not out of his range, so it doesn't get an attack of opportunity, but it is going to attack you, Karnos.
No problem.
So it is attacking you with an 18 to hit. You no longer have your shield.
Hits. I no longer have my shield, correct.
11 points of necrotic damage and a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oops, wrong one.
Is it too late to use a reaction to the protection thingy?
I've already rolled the damage.
Oh wait, I still gotta get up anyway.
Yeah, so you're prone. Yeah, I mean, you're prone. You probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, no, I forgot.
Yeah, no, you're good.
18 plus, do I get something from Zadriel?
You do.
No.
You get the +5 as you are within 10 feet of your paladin, or your other paladin.
23.
So you are good. You feel that cold sensation within your body, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on you. But you still take that necrotic energy inside, and it's horrible. It's sickening. Almost brings you sick to your stomach.
Oh.
But now, Zadriel, it is your turn.
All right, I use my movement to get up.
You are standing, I dare say, a little pissed off.
Yeah. Do I forget if we said it's an action to take a potion? Yeah.
Bonus action, I think we said for potions.
I'm gonna take that greater healing potion that Feeble gave me.
No problem. 4d4 plus 4.
That's 6 plus 4. 6! Ugh,
So
okay.
10 healing damage for Zadriel.
Yeah, and I'm gonna swing at this one in front of me.
No problem. Swing away with the mighty warhammer.
22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
That will be a 15.
15 bludgeoning damage.
And then the second swing back is a dirty 20
That hits.
for a 17.
17. Again, even though your hammer is magical, it doesn't seem to be doing the damage that you expect to see, but it's still taking damage.
I'm just gonna growl at it, and that's my turn.
I mean, it's still looking like it's a little hurt, should I say. It's flicking in and out, it's moving, but that is your turn. Back to the top with Fibble and Tibet. We have a Dr. Faye in the chat as well. You get a standard healing potion to use as well as Zadriel. So 2d4 plus 2. So you can do that right now.
So the Shagger right in front of Tamar is going to get a firebolt.
Another 6 healing for Zadriel. A firebolt. 19 hits.
With 14 damage.
14. Whew, it is not looking good. It's still up though.
Can I do the multi-attack No, I can't roll a multi-attack. Damn it. That'd be so
No,
nice.
it just tells you that you have it.
It's a multi-attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So 13, that hits.
11 damage.
That will be enough to kill it. You don't no need to roll a second.
Oh, that's okay.
So
obliterated
Timmy
it.
smashes this creature into oblivion. But we still have one more spectre in the room. So Timmy can use that second attack
That's
on
it.
that if he wishes, if you want him to move.
Ah, no, he would have. Yeah, bugger. Move.
So
Smack him.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. 24 to so 10
Yep.
damage.
Not a problem. No dramas. That is your turn. It is now the Spectre's turn. It moves through Timmy, get another attack opportunity, and moves straight into Zadriel. It will make its attack, which will miss with a 6. Natural 20 from Mr. Timmy. Okay, why is that not working?
So basically, it's saying 23 damage.
Yep, give me 1 second. No, I'll have to fix that later. My nat 20 thing's not working when it was earlier. Oh well, I'll fix it later. But a natural 20 from Mr. Timmer, which does 23 points of bludgeoning damage, which is still not enough to kill it, but pretty close. Karnos, it is your turn as you watch the creature reach out and attempt to attack Zadriel, but strikes nothing but armor.
As it reaches out, I see its arms. As just before it pulls back, I'm like, heads up, Zadriel, and I go up over the arms and then through its head.
No worries.
Trying to take. If it was a person, it would lose its arms, I would hope. And I
Yep.
strike with that dirty sun sword for. Oh yeah, it said 28.
Yeah,
hits.
that hits. I'm pretty sure that hits.
And I'm gonna re-roll that because it's
It's a 2. Look at that. So it goes from a 9 up to a 10.
plus another 8 radiant.
Because it is
Hey, every little
undead.
bit counts.
It does. You don't need to roll a second roll. This is
That's
enough to
okay.
kill this creature. So
So
as you
through
strike
its
up,
arms. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
swing back, and just in front of Zedril's face, I swing the sunsword through its head, and the ghostly arms and the ghostly head like begin to roll off, but just turn to smoke.
it does indeed as it dissipates and the battle comes to a close.
I've become death incarnate for these undead creatures.
And
You killed
with,
them real well. Yes.
And with
very
that,
good at it.
that is the end of our combat. And Karnos, you get a inspiration as well from the chat. So D10 to add to a roll at some point.
Thank you, Nutty. Yes, death
So
incarnate.
that you can add that
Yes.
to an attack or a save.
Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Guys,
since he is death incarnos, maybe he deserved the spoils of the bowl. I don't know why he chose a bowl, but
No, let's leave this room. Everything, I just feel like I touched that pie and shit went down really bad. Something in me just willed me to eat, and I want to get out of here now.
I mean, we could take it and use it to bait addok.
No, I think we need to have a big talk with addok, but I think we've got the right idea. Go for this room. Carlos just like power walks.
Canos.
Yes,
Canos.
yes.
Wait. I don't know about you, but I'm freaking tired. I am spent.
Yeah.
I've hardly
Well,
got anything that I can cast. How about we go into this little room that's off to the side, like over here, and we
Yeah,
spend the night.
How's Zadriel? How are you?
I've been better, but I'm all bloodied and bruised and black-eyed.
I'm absolutely fine. So if you guys come in here, I'll take first watch, eh? Actually,
Okay.
Timmy's a good watcher, isn't he? Do we trust Timmy on his own?
I don't know if Evil isn't saying anything. Maybe he's not.
Timmy would stay on the outside of the door. We'd shut the door and leave
Yeah.
Timmy there. I would also ritually cast alarm on Timmy.
Okay. You might want to let Zadriel come into the room before you lock her out, though. Eh?
Woman, always waiting on woman every time. Makeup, wash your bloody this, that, and the other. There's so many
I'm
things I have
almost
to do.
ready.
So I'd cast alarm on Timmy. So that's 20 feet around him. Would hear it, and it would be just us.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, that's. Do you feel like I should still stay up? Because I'm feeling pretty good, right?
I
So-
don't know what you feel like.
Looking at Zadriel's shield, you would see that it's still mid-afternoon. It's not nighttime yet. A few hours,
Maybe we should
maybe.
chat first.
I mean, it's up to, if you guys want a long rest, it's up to you. But you just notice that it's still mid-afternoon.
Can
You got a few hours before sunset.
Can we do one thing before we do this? And I know it's weird, but can we bring Skathus up here? I wanna cast a spell to keep him at peace.
Can we just send Timmy to go and do it? Is that?
Yeah, how about we say we sent Timmy to go get him?
I don't think Timmy works like that, but we'll allow it.
Or we could all go for a wander. I
I
suppose
mean,
we'd have to go.
we don't have
walking
to
through the
go.
thing.
We can RP that. You're generally not going to strike any resistance at this point.
Oh, and I'll pick up my shield.
Don't forget that. But yes, so you retrieve Skathus's body. Do you do anything in particular with it? Wrap it, or just carry it as it is?
We definitely don't put it into gold and have our way with it like addok did.
If I get him to wherever they lay him,
Yep.
I will cast ceremony
Okay.
upon him, which will keep him from becoming undead for 7 days.
Okay. I will also go a step further and say that it will slow down the decaying process on his corpse as well.
So I take an hour to do that.
So you sit there and you place your hands on Skathus's chest and abdomen, and you go through the process. You ritually go through your incantations, and eventually it takes a little bit out of you. It's a little exhausting. You're already hurt as well, which doesn't help. That pain you've been suffering for the previous few days rises slightly in your stomach. Not as painful as before, but it's still sort of lingering. You still have that lingering effect. You do notice, you sort of, as you finish the ritual, you feel like maybe a tear is dribbled from your eye, and you wipe it away, and it's still that black. It's not as much. The others probably didn't notice. Just the residual sort of effects of whatever had invaded your body, shall we say, seem to be hanging on.
It was addok.
But you complete said ritual. Fibblesib and Kaunos, are you doing anything in that hour that it takes Zadriel to cast this spell?
Fibble, after you.
Oh, well, I would have ritually, for 10 minutes of that, I would have ritually cast the alarm.
Yep.
And then outside of that, probably just sit there and watch
Okay.
Zadriel.
Kaunos, is there anything that you would have done during that time?
Yeah, Kanos would be just going through his weapons and gear and making sure each of his daggers, because I get nicks and stuff on them, and checking his axe from previous battles that he's used, making sure they're pretty evenly sharpened, and then he puts them back evenly in his belts and that, even though he's barely used them. Then he checks the roundness of the shield, making sure, because he's throwing it around a bit now, making sure its balance is just right. Just gets a sort of a file he's got in his bag for doing things like that, and he just sort of files the edges, and it's more of a stone than a file, but sort of keeps the edges flattened, and gets happy with the weight of things in his pack. Just rearranges things to even it out a little.
Has Skathus had anything to drink in the past day, in fact?
Alcohol-wise, no.
So one would say that the pain that Skathus suffers would be increasing at this point.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice, I was only moving at 25 during that whole battle.
I did indeed.
So yes, I am. Skathus is trying to hide his immense pain from the others.
No problem.
And I will roll a deception at
you will
advantage
because of your particular gift that you that you have.
Mwahaha.
We're looking for. I don't think
18.
it'd be what your guys' passives aren't anywhere near 18, are they?
No, I'm 11 passive.
13.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Carlos is sort of like, he's walking a bit slower, but he's trying to make it look like he's not limping much at all.
Okay, so they passively they wouldn't notice. They're occupied on other things. So during that, you mess around with your gear, straighten it all up, even it up as much as you can, while Zedriel's casting this. You complete the ritual.
So
Yes.
while she's casting the ritual, I'll tap her on the shoulder, just gently, and cast List of Restoration.
Okay. Let's see here. What do you still have? And would this affect
Because
it?
someone went down in that last fight.
Oh,
That's
they
true.
did, and I haven't
feel like
rolled. Hang on a
Episode
second.
69, someone's got to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
if someone went down in the last fight, it has to be addok, right? He's the only one who wasn't there. He's down on a corpse somewhere. Oh, we didn't see the corpse the whole time.
Give me 1 second. I do have to roll on the dark gift
say it.
table. And the restoration would have cured it, so I won't even bother sending it to you. So initially you would have had a feeling that something had changed. But then as you are performing your ritual, you feel that slight tap on your shoulder, and then you do feel a little lighter, shall we say, afterwards. Whether you acknowledge Fibber with a look or a nod, up to you. You wouldn't be able to speak to him because you're concentrating on your ritual and going through your incantations.
You probably just nod because he knows me.
Yeah.
So
No problem. Your ritual completes. You feel confident that you have achieved what you've set out to. And I'll turn it over to you guys before we finish up.
So, any thoughts on, when we get the spell of resurrection or insurrection or deep erection, whatever it ends up being, how do we, do we bring them back right then and there?
I think the sooner the better. No?
Pretty much. And it's probably going to be a resurrection, not an erection, you idiot.
Well, I mean, he can't do that anyway, so.
Well, you give them the potion, they stand back up.
It's going to probably be a spell. And this is all going off the idea that we can actually cast the spell that's going to cure Xantha of whatever the hell ails him. And he's willing to help us afterwards. You never know. We might heal him and then he just goes, "Why, thank you." And then, turns out to be a total dick and kills us.
Oh, yeah. That's just like everyone else we've met in half our party.
Yep, pretty much.
We did very well in that battle, the three of us together. I think we've weeded out the weaker. No offense to no offense, Skathus.
Oh, she's right, Vibble. It's like we've taken the links from the chain that had the partition or crack in them, and we have removed said links and put better chain together.
Yes, but still, having more chains in the link is better. More links in the chain is more links in the chain is better than less links in the chain. By the way, do you need me to mend anything for you? That I can actually mend, like your swords in your, or not your sword. That shouldn't need anything.
The sun
Neither
sword
should your
looks
axe.
primo.
Yeah, neither should the axe.
The shield definitely has some dings and stuff. I'm having a lot of trouble getting it quite even.
I can fix that, and I can fix that a lot quicker than what you can.
Okay, here you go, and I hand him the shield.
And I start casting mending on all the things that are fucked up on it.
It wouldn't be 2 minutes. Like, it's got a few minor dings here and there, so it'd probably take you, say half an hour to cast the cantrip over and over again, maybe a dozen times or so, to mend the minor damage done to the... It's still exhausting. I mean, even cantrips will take it out of you, so it does take a bit out of you to cast it, but you manage to do it. You know you're going to rest, so you're not too worried.
And since I didn't get to eat that pie, I'm going to eat some rations here. And I start opening a ration pack and eating some rations.
No worries.
That's probably a good idea, because I can't actually, cast that spell that can keep us alive. I know it's not that great, but it is handy.
It's best to use rations because rations spoil, and we do not want to waste rations. And then I pull my flask from my side and I open them, and then I close them and put them back on my side without taking a sip.
Okay. No worries. Anything else you wish to achieve before we finish up?
People, you still have addok's teeth.
Yep. You don't want to know where I've got them right now.
Ew. Well, I was going to put some at the door, for addok.
Why?
He might come by.
Actually, I'm going to pull out the teeth. Have they changed?
They have, indeed. They still look human-ish, but they're a lot smaller than what they were.
Oh my god, he's a child.
Maybe he's a goblin again. No?
Not sharp enough.
Maybe he's a gnome.
Yeah, they look like your teeth, Fibble. Hold them up.
You roll a medicine check, see if you can determine what race they may come from. DC will be reasonably high.
25.
I like this.
Didn't really matter. I said DC at 20 because I thought, well, what do you know about teeth? But clearly you know a lot. So you look at them, you pull them out, and you think, okay, what are your small races? You've got gnome, you've got goblin, you've got halfling. Maybe it's halfling.
Mm-hmm. He's become, one or two things. He's become a child, or he's become a halfling. Or maybe actually he is a child. That would make sense.
Or a halfling child?
No, that'd be even smaller then.
Oh, right. So he's died again.
I wonder how he died. He touched a stone, probably.
Yeah.
Or something found him, and we weren't there to help.
Or Fibble, if he dies again, will the teeth disappear?
Well, if we find him and kill him, we'll find out.
Not killing him. Skathus got killed by his stones.
Yeah, Skathus told us he didn't do it, so we need to ask him what he was doing.
But that could just be Skathus trying to be nice to addok,
When was the last time Skathus was nice?
He was nice to Emilia.
He was really nice to Emilia.
Yeah, what was that game they had? He called it Slippery Tail.
Hide the tail.
Pin the tail on the tiefling.
Yeah, or pin the tail through the tiefling's girlfriend.
Yeah, look, I don't know, but look, I personally don't think I could trust addok again. Like,
What did he do to break your trust?
well, it's not. He doesn't want to listen. Doesn't want to work as a party.
Like you.
I listen all the time. I just don't pay attention. There's a difference.
Like you.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah. Like we told him like the touching all the stones wasn't making him any stronger. We proved that.
Yeah,
You
but-
bet him in hand to hand.
Yeah, but he nearly took me out. It was close. I take nothing away from that guy. He nearly took me out.
Yeah, but he still lost.
Oh, yeah,
He
it was
was si-
close.
He was sitting there saying that he's so much stronger than everyone, and he didn't beat you in hand to hand.
That's not. You can't judge by that. You say you're so much smarter than everyone, but sometimes we
I
can't
have
all
never
be
said I'm
perfect.
smarter.
Well, good. But you have no reason to. I have Zone of Truth. Maybe we ask him when he comes back.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah. We haven't used that one in a while. That was a good one. That made everyone tell the truth as best they could.
Maybe he was doing some weird goblin ritual. He had to, use a dagger.
What if he was 69 in the corpse? He'll have to tell us. That might make me a little sick as well, yeah.
I think we've reached the conclusion of that particular role, basically.
Would Zadriel? Never mind.
Would Zadriel know what? Come on, spill
Nope.
it. Spill it. Finish that thought, woman.
Would Zadriel know if his face smelled like...
Okay, I think we're going to call it there, guys. We're almost at 10 o'clock, and realistically, I don't want you guys to rest without the conclusion of addok side of this particular scenario, because things will happen. So, chat, we're going to call it there. Thank you again for the players for hanging out with us. Skathus, jump back in here with us, buddy. Skathus has passed on for the time being. But obviously the players are searching for this spell that they would need to resurrect the ancient dead. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for the raid, the huge raid that we had. The new followers are awesome. Cheers for hanging out with us. We're going to go around the cast and get some moments from tonight's episode. Chat, at Evildoer in the chat. Whose microphone's gone? Trash, turn your speakers off. I can hear myself.
Really?
Yes.
I got my headphones on.
It's coming back through somebody. I can hear myself. Either way, mute someone. Everyone mute so I'm not hearing myself, because that was weird. So everyone at Evildoer in the chat, with the moment that you have found amusing or otherwise outstanding, and we'll read them out. I see one already, which I'll read out straight away because it's interesting and it's going to happen. 69 like Sunday morning from Garnos. I knew that one was going to be a moment from the chat. 100. You wondered who raided me. It was Dorktails that raided me, Nutty. So we'll definitely get a shout out for them again before we end. So, Skathus, since you're dead, we'll start with you. A moment from tonight's episode, please.
A couple, actually. I have actually got a couple.
You've actually got a couple. Oh my God, Tracy's got a couple of moments.
Well, the interaction between me and Carnos ad-libbing half of it.
I kind of figured that was going to happen, so it was kind of interesting. It was just the way that turned out. It happened to be Carnos that you spoke to,
And all the Skathus jokes. how that
Skathus and Emilia up a tree. KIZ, yeah. Thanks, Nutty, for the shout out for Dorktales. So you guys make sure you go check out Dorktales and chuck him a follow at the very least for dropping his community in on us tonight. Glad to have you guys in and hang out with us. Fibblestib, aka Mr. Stib, in the chat now that you've changed your name from Mir Sadiq.
Yes, I got bored of one, so I changed to the other. Let's see. Yeah, everything I did tonight. Sorry.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
Okay. Karnos is after he realised that it's 69, started throwing in the dirty jokes. Becoming what was it? Death Incarnate.
Death Incarnos, yeah.
Yeah.
I am Death Incarnos.
There was Nutty in the chat who pulled that up, though. I actually said Death Incarnate, but she said Death Incarnos.
That'll stick.
And then Trashy's little bit of role play with Karnos, and finally when we broke him,
that was well done.
That was probably best thing, and I'll let Yanti continue.
No worries, indeed. Zedriel, aka Yanti.
Let's see, a couple for me. Fibblestib giving the finger to Karnos down the hallway. That was good. And us joking about his height and everything. Strahd talking to Skathus. I liked that little interaction with Strahd and Skathus.
Asmodeus, you mean?
Asmodeus and Skathus, the bad guy.
The bad dude, the bad dude from the other campaign from a long time ago.
Tie-in. And I forgot the last one. I was all the Emilia references about how we're gonna save Skathus over.
I don't even think Drax was in the chat either. I think he had something on tonight. Yeah, he had something on tonight. He'll watch the YouTube video, and I dare say I will get some comments about that after he's seen it.
That's me.
So well done bagging out Emilia when she wasn't here, guys. Karnos, aka Orbasm.
Yep. A lot of it covered. Very good. So I liked when, I can't remember how we were even talking about it at the time. Something about who you identify as, and Zedriel goes, Fibble, what do you identify as? And Fibble's call for, isn't there a panic save so we can bring addok back just like normal?
Yeah, that was cool.
Which I thought was good. And then I played on it afterwards, but Zadriel mentioned that Skathus' body was in a pile of gold with addok.
Indeed. Yes, well, you guys have pretty much brought up every moment that I had myself as well. Just the interaction with everybody. The combat, I'll have to give you guys credit for too. I mean, down to 3, they were only specters. They didn't have huge hit points, but still, I mean, 5 versus 3, 4 if you want to add Timmy in there as well. But you guys did pretty well. That could have been a whole lot worse, depending on what you had grabbed on that table. So you did well with that. We were lucky it was only the 5 or 6 or whatever it was. So it could have been a whole lot worse. Blue Jay in chat, Skathus and Karnos conversation, especially the animal part. And Mina again, this was Baz in chat, but ghost nades. Oh, so you said something about ghost nades in chat.
Oh, she said something about gonads, and I said ghost nades.
Oh, ghost nades. Oh, right, spelling. I'm reading it phonetically as I normally do. But yes, so amazing. The main reason I sort of wanted to stop it there because we really can't have you guys long resting without addok being here. Because of things and stuff, so it was kind of having to stop it here more than anything else tonight.
Yeah, I think we've gone a few episodes now without resting, eh?
2. I think this will be the second, because if you rest now, this will be your 4th in-game day in the temple, the 4th or 5th night in the temple. So you've been here for quite a while, and I think probably 10 or 12 episodes. I think we've been in the temple now. So you've been here for a long time.
Is it 3 or 4 fights I think we had one short rest. Do you guys remember?
You've had one short rest. You've had 3 long rests that I remember.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think the amount of fights we had before.
You've had a number. So you've had a few.
Yeah.
You had the amber golems in the treasury room. You had the vampire spawn in the area below the library.
Yeah.
Those you've had those two. You've at least had those 2 since you last rested. And now this will be your 3rd. So 3 battles with no rest. I think you've done pretty well. So we're going to call it there. We'll be back next Wednesday night with Addok's return, and we're going to start with Addok, and we're going to sort of play out some stuff prior to this, what happened in the course of this event with Addok. So I'll give him some information about what's sort of where he's at and what he can do. There will be some restrictions, obviously, but we'll definitely sort of pan out, and we'll talk that out in the beginning of the next episode, and we'll carry on from there. We are going to raid, as we got raided ourselves, so we're going to pass on that raid to someone else and keep it going. This Sunday, as I said, guys, we lost the audio from our season finale of Vampire the Masquerade. Totally gutted about that, but on Sunday night when we do our Just Chatting, Baz is going to do a more in-depth recap for us of the episode. It's about the best we can do, and I'll probably upload that Just Chatting session to sort of cover that part of it. But yeah, so come into the Just Chatting session at the very least. Come and hang out with us. We'll ask some questions about season 2 of Vampire the Masquerade. There'll be still elements of the story that we can't give away because that will come out in season 3, but we can talk about the happenings of season 2 and maybe get some insights and things like that from the players, from the storyteller, get some thoughts from the chat as well on what they think is going on. Maybe we'll see how we go. Short of that, we'll be back here next Wednesday for the continuance of Curse of Strahd. The following Sunday, 6th of February, session 0 for our next homebrew campaign, the continuance of Paradigm Bold. Make sure you're around for that. Keep it on the Discord. All the announcements go on the Discord, so make sure you hang out for that. 1 second while I find out who's online. Let's, while we're waiting, go back to that. So we have, like, Captain Robert is not live, I don't think. He's still on a rerun. Okay, Aaroncraft, I've only got 11, no, Aussies as well. See how long they'll be running for. GG's indeed. Thank you very much, chat, for hanging out with us again. Our regular viewers, thank you so much for supporting us. God, it's taking ages to load. Do it on this PC. Alright, there we go. Oh, cool, they've only just started too. Oh, he's not actually playing. Damn. He's making dice. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. What about Punked Pyro Shadow? Are they actually playing? Oh, Era's streaming. We might raid Era. Tell you what, we're gonna go over and harass Era with our raid, even though he's not playing D&D. He is a big supporter of the channel and part of our greater community. Amazing content creator. And deserves our raid. Well, hello from New Zealand, hello from Belgium. We are just finishing up, however. But thank you so much for follow. We do D&D content at least twice a week. So come back when you can and hang out with us again. But that is it from us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we will see you when we see you. Possibly late tomorrow night. I would normally be streaming during the day, but Hunter's still at home from school. School doesn't start till next week, so I'll probably stream tomorrow night, maybe about 9:30. So come and hang out with us then. Till then, take care. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.